Hey, Way Cool friends and family, it's Chef Mary here at the Way Cool Cooking School. And today we are going to bring you a really kind of fun thing, spring break in the kitchen. All of us have had our spring break plans a little adjusted this year, and so we thought we'd bring spring break to you. And so today we are going to make some really adorable spring break inspired treats based on some tropical locations. And so I thought I'd give you a sneak peek right away. So today we are going to be making this kind of trio of yummies, if you guys can see those. So we're gonna be doing a pineapple cupcake. We are gonna be making a mermaid tail cupcake with some rainbow swirl frosting. And then this really cute under the sea little fishy cookie. And so all of these things we're gonna be doing today here over the next 20 minutes. I'm gonna show you how to decorate. Now, what's really special about this today is that these are all items that came in our spring break in the kitchen baking kit, which sold out in 24 hours. And we could not be more excited about that and kind of what that means for us. It's literally keeping the ovens on here at the Way Cool Cooking School, all the support that we have from you, our Way Cool friends and family. So this is the first of what we hope is many videos that are gonna coordinate with a baking kit that if you are in the metro area, you can order online, pick up here at the Way Cool Cooking School within our pickup orders, and we will curbside deliver it to you so that you can create these projects at home, either along with us live during these live videos, or you'll be able to access the videos on our Facebook page, and hopefully very soon our YouTube channel as well. So you can access them anytime you want to create these yummy kits. To order the kits, you just need to give us a call, and we will post the phone number up for you. You can find it on our Facebook page as well. Or email Lynn at waycoolcookingschool.com. Before I get started, really quickly, Lynn wanted to just say a couple words to you here as the Way Cool Cooking School owner, so I'm going to turn it over to her real quick.
Hi everybody, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much for joining us on these videos, for helping us sell these kits. It was just a way we came up with to try and keep in touch with you and share what we do here at Way Cool. The support that we have seen from all of you has been amazing, and just the positive comments as an entrepreneur and small business owner, they just keep you going. I had a woman call me the other day who asked, I want to just buy one of your baking kits. You don't have to make it for me. I just want to help support your business. And things like that are just so heartwarming to all of us here, and make what we do feel like it really matters to all of you, because it really matters to all of us. And so we're excited to show you this and our new kit that we have that'll be available for you to be able to purchase on Thursday too. All right, I'm gonna turn it over to Mary, and she's gonna start showing you how to decorate these very cool cupcakes.
Okay, let's get started. The first thing we're gonna do is we're going to show you guys how to make your pineapple cupcake. And so if you received the kit, and if you didn't, you can certainly whip up 24 regular cupcakes, or you just need 12 to make the 6 different cupcakes with this. But what we're gonna do here is I've got 2 of my 6 cupcakes ready to go. And the first thing I'm gonna do so I can create both the pineapple cupcake and the mermaid cupcake is I'm gonna cut the top off of one of these cupcakes. And the reason I'm going to do that is I want to create a bigger dome for my pineapple. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a kitchen knife here and safely cut away from me. So I'm gonna turn the cupcake sideways, and I'm gonna cut the top off of the cupcake. So I cut the top off the one with the biggest dome so that I can put it on top of my other cupcake here to create even a bigger dome. If your cupcakes have a really nice round dome, you can skip this step completely. All right. With this project, we are gonna need, in addition to our cupcakes, some yellow frosting and a small star tip. There are fun ways and YouTube tutorials on how to make star tips out of Ziploc bags, where you can cut the bag a certain way to get that same star effect. So if you don't have piping tips at home, this is something that you can do with that. The other thing that we need for this cupcake is we need some little chocolate sprinkles. Not a whole lot. I think I probably have like 1/8 of a teaspoon in there, and that is what's gonna create the little spikes on our cupcake. So as we create this cupcake here, I'm just gonna leave the finished one right up here so you guys can see that as well in the bottom here corner of what we're gonna create. the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the piping bag, and I've just taken a kitchen twist tie and twisted it around the top. This makes it a little bit easier for smaller fingers to use piping bags. As I mentioned before in other videos, and this is just a good reminder, we do not want to squeeze from the middle of the bag. We want to squeeze up from the top of the bag when we're using the piping bag. And I'm going to take the whole cupcake now, and I'm just going to squeeze a little bit of frosting in a zigzag motion, and this is going to be the glue that's going to hold my extra cupcake topper on top. And I'm just going to put it on top and very gently kind of just press that down. So that's step one, create a high dome cupcake. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create the pineapple base. And so to do this, I'm gonna take the piping bag, and I'm just gonna take and I'm gonna start squeezing stars around the base, kind of the edge of the cupcake. So as I'm doing this here, and you'll see here as we kind of get going, is I squeeze and then I stop squeezing and then I pull away from the cupcake. And what that allows me to do is to fill in these and create these little kind of starbursts of frosting all the way around the edge of the cupcake. They don't have to be big, but they can be if you want big ones. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create the next layer. And to kind of get this dome look that I want, I'm gonna go in between the first starburst to create the second row of starbursts here, our pineapple. So this is something really, really cute and fun to do. This technique has a lot of cool variations too with this little star tip. And so actually, even at this stage right now, if you take an Oreo, which we're gonna use from a different baking kit, you can pop an Oreo right in the center and you have a sunflower cupcake too, which is super fun. So I'm gonna keep going though, because we want this pineapple to happen. And so I'm gonna take and I'm just gonna keep adding starbursts all the way around, going in between, creating layers, getting toward the top center of my cupcake. Now, as you're getting ready to go here and you're getting also your supplies ready and laid out, we've got this here right now. And then what we're gonna do is in the microwave, I have got our green candy melts, and they're melting in there in a little bag so we can create the crown of our cupcake. And so that's the little crown here on this finished one that we've got going on. To this, all you have to do to decorate is we're gonna take our little brown chocolate sprinkles, and we're gonna take, and I'm just gonna kind of strategically place them around our cupcake here to create kind of those little like spikes that come out of the pineapples when you get a pineapple. And so I'm just gonna take and kind of sprinkle those all the way around the pineapple too, just like that. We're gonna come back and we're gonna finish that cupcake off with our green candy melt topper here in just a moment. The other project that I have in the microwave right now is I also have our blue candy melts, and that's gonna be make our under the sea little fish cookie that we're gonna make here in a second too. So let's move on and let's go to the mermaid cupcake. So I've got the base for my cupcake, and I'm just gonna let that sit here for just a second. And I'm gonna show you how we make our unicorn swirl piping bags. This is a really cool frosting hack. You can do like any kind of swirls you want. During the holidays at Christmas time, you can do red and white and make peppermint. You can do green. I mean, really, you can do any color that you want. And so I'm gonna grab some of my just plastic wrap on a roll here. This is industrial strength kitchen plastic wrap. It comes on a huge giant roll. This is one of those products that you can get at like Sam's Club and Costco and those bigger stores, and it is the most convenient way to use plastic wrap in your kitchen. It's worth the investment. If you don't, you can use regular plastic wrap, that's fine. You can also take, if you don't have plastic wrap, you can take a Ziploc bag, cut it open and split it open so it's a wide sheet of plastic, just clear plastic. So I'm just gonna take and I'm gonna pull off a sheet. And if you are a measuring person, it's probably like 18 inches of plastic wrap that I've got going on right here. And then to this plastic wrap, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create the colors that I'd like in my unicorn swirl bag so that I can wrap them up and pipe them onto my mermaid cupcake. I guess we call them unicorn swirl bags because we use them for unicorn cupcakes all the time too. But it's basically just frosting swirl bag. So I'm gonna choose my three colors. I'm gonna start with the lightest color here, and I've got some very light colored pink here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just use this cake offset cake spatula. You can use a butter knife. And I'm gonna take and I'm gonna spread it in the center of the plastic wrap. And I'm gonna spread it down so it creates a line down the center of that plastic wrap there. And it looks like we have some people tuning in. Oh, hey, Jillian, which means If Jillian is watching, it means my girl Juliet is watching too. Hi, Juliet. I'm so glad that you guys could tune in today. Thank you so much. Hey, Chef Christine in the house. Hey, too. How are you? Oh my gosh. Hi. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead. Type them in. I'll be happy to answer them for you as we're kind of doing this chair today. And then the next color that I'm going to use is I'm going to use this awesome teal color. Again, you can pick whatever colors you want for your swirl bag. These are gonna be my mermaid swirl colors. And I'm gonna take it on top of the pink. I'm gonna lay that blue frosting right on top. It does not matter that they're kind of swirling together already because that's ultimately the total goal too. And then finally, I'm gonna add this really, really, really bright purple color to finish my mermaid swirl frosting colors. And again, I'm just gonna lay it right on top. All right, so we have our 3 colors there. And I'm gonna set the spatula off to the side. Now here's the fun part. In all of the ways I've tried to put multiple colors into a piping bag, like squeezing different colors, taping piping bags together to make them all come out at the same time, I've used the tips that have like multiple tips that you like fill it all in. This is by far the easiest hack I've ever found to do this kind of frosting trick. So I'm gonna take and I'm gonna roll my frosting up much like a sushi roll. And I'm gonna take and I'm gonna roll it up into a tube. And so you can see all the colors that are in there. And I'm gonna fold it over. And Chef Lynn is back with my green frosting, yes. So we'll do that next, cool. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna just give it a little twist. And as you can see, no frosting on my fingers, which never happens so much. And then I'm just gonna take a kitchen shears and I'm gonna take and I'm gonna snip the end off of the piping bag. And I've got a piping bag right here. You do not need a tip for this project. And so what I've done is I've just cut the end off, probably about 1 inch of the end. And I'm gonna take and I'm gonna put the tube of frosting inside the piping bag and let it kind of shimmy down to the bottom. And I'm gonna give it a little twist here. If you have more twist ties around your kitchen, I know I have that drawer in my kitchen where all the twist ties end up, or the like bread baggy ties, if you keep those are in there too. And now we're gonna take and we're gonna decorate our cupcake. So I like to take on like a little piece of scratch paper or parchment paper, which we have here, and get the piping bag going. So you guys can kind of see here the different colors that are in there. And I just take and I start to swirl that, and you can see all of the really, really cool colors that are in that piping bag. I'll lift that up here so you guys can kind of see right there. And we're gonna take, and I'm gonna start at the outside of my cupcake and work my way toward the middle. Now, if you want a higher dome with your frosting, you can actually kind of create the base much like we did with our pineapple cupcake. And I'm just gonna take and I'm gonna squeeze a blob in the middle to get a higher rise for my frosting, so it's a more dramatic cupcake. This is also, if you love frosting, it's an extra way to get more frosting. I'm gonna start on the outside and I'm gonna go slowly around the outside of my cupcake. And as I do this, I'm gonna kind of twirl the bag here too, so that I can get as much frosting on there as possible. When I get to the top, I stop squeezing, and I always say, ta-da! And then you know you have enough frosting on your cupcake. So what we've done to top this cupcake now is we have our mermaid under the sea sparkly sprinkles. This is just a combination of like some pearls and some Jimmy type sprinkles and some confetti type sprinkles and some sequin type sprinkles. And this would be also a project I would do on top of parchment paper, and here is why. When you put your sprinkles on, they are gonna fall all over your counter and roll off of your counter. And by having like a little tray or a piece of parchment paper, when we're finished here, I can just collect that off of my parchment paper and pour it right back into my sprinkles so I don't waste any sprinkles. And so it's a good way to save sprinkles. So we have our cupcake and we have the sprinkles on there. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take and I'm gonna grab our mermaid tail from our baking kit. And so this mermaid tail is made by taking candy melts of different colors. We used teal and purple, and we created them with this cool mold that we found on Amazon, mermaid tail candy mold. These are really fun for making all sorts of things in the kitchen. You can use it to just do chocolate treats. You can use it to make ice cubes. You can use it a bunch of cool stuff. So there's a bunch of cool ways you can do it. This one makes 8 at a time. And so if you're going to make a bunch of them, I highly suggest buying 2 so you can have 2 trays cooling at the same time. We made over 160 tails the other day, and we only had our 1 tray, and it took a very, very long time. And so there was a lot of love and patience put into the tails if you have one of our baking kits that you're playing with today. And I'm just gonna take and I'm gonna insert the tail into the top of the cupcake, and that is our finished mermaid cupcake. And so it's really, really cute. You can do that too. Now, if you do not have a mermaid mold and you didn't get one in a baking kit, that is okay. Get creative and play with your just some candy melts. You can freeform and draw one on parchment paper too, and that way you can make your own mermaid tail. Don't need a mold. I would say download like a template of what a mermaid tail looks like off the internet, print it off, and use that as a stencil underneath your parchment paper, and then you can make your own, any design that you want. I have done some very, very elaborate chocolate work cake toppers for cakes over the years. Everything from like full-on Curious George monkeys to emoji faces to all sorts of cool stuff, and it's a very, very fun way to play with candy melts. All right.
Trying to keep that warm for you.
Yeah, thank you for keeping it warm. Okay, so this is our green candy melts, and it is just in a little Ziploc baggie here that we microwave 20 seconds at a time until it was nice and warm and smushable. And what we're gonna do with this is I'm gonna take and I'm gonna draw out the crown of my pineapple. And so I'm gonna do this upside down and backwards here. Oh, she hasn't cut it yet for me. My sous chef is amazing in the background microwaving, but she wanted to make sure I didn't get green chocolate on myself,
yes,
which is inevitable. It's gonna happen, you guys. And so I'm gonna take, and now when you're working with candy melts that are melted and warm, one of the good things to remember is like, let gravity be your friend. You do not need to push the frosting out. You can just let it drop. And this is just like, we use, I think, 12 individual candy melt pieces, and that is enough for us to create 6 pineapple crowns. This one is kind of large. We got this here. And so we can take, and I'm gonna show you there on that, on my kind of worksheet here, I've got 2 little crowns. We're gonna let those harden and set up. The quickness for this is you put it in your blast chiller at home. Throw them in the freezer. They'll set up in like 3 minutes. We're gonna do that here in just a second. We have some friends stopping in to pick up some kits here right now. And so you heard the doorbell ring, and so that's what that is. Okay, so we've got our mermaid cupcake finished. Our pineapple crowns are chilling. Little time to say a little quick shout out here. Hi friends. Hi, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, hi mom. Gotta say hi to your mom. Always say hi to your mom. And so we've got that. Let's take a little break for that here. I'm gonna clean up a little bit of my frosting here on the counter. The next project and that we wanted to kind of show you is how to make your under the sea cookie treat. And so in the baking kit, you've got some Oreos, some little graham flavored goldfish cracker cookies, and some little candy pearls, some little white candy pearls here. You can see those. We also have some candy pebbles, some sprinkles. And so these are gonna be the 3 projects there, or the 4 items that we use to create our cookies here today. And so for that, I need some blue candy melt. And so Chef Lynn has been microwaving the blue candy melt, again, 20 seconds at a time for us to make sure that that is nice and melted and ready to go. And what I'm gonna do with that is I'm gonna take and I'm gonna use our parchment paper again for kind of a drawing board for my chocolate work. And I'm gonna grab a new piece of parchment paper. I should have divided that one in half before I put the frosting on it. Chef Lynn, can you have me a piece of parchment paper while we're at it over there? This is super, super great. The parchment paper, love
some in their kits too.
Love parchment paper. You have a piece of parchment paper in your baking kit if you received a Spring Break in the Kitchen baking kit. So I'll fold it up for you to just unfold and tear into little pieces and use however you'd like. All right, so now what I'm gonna do, step 1, lay out your Oreo treats. Step 2, try not to eat an Oreo treat. I love Oreos. I'm like a little kid. I've never said no to an Oreo cookie. And so we're just gonna lay those out, resist the urge to eat them, because they're gonna be so much cuter and more delicious when we're finished. All right, and then Chef Lynn is gonna hand me our blue candy melt here. Here you go. All right, this also came in a little baggie, microwave 20 seconds at a time until, again, it's warm and smushy, and there's no chunks in there. This may be a little tiny bit warm for little fingers, so you wanna kind of test that before you go. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take and I'm just gonna snip the end again with our kitchen scissors. So I get that going. And I'm gonna equally pour blue frosting on each of these Oreos. And so I'm not gonna worry about them really kind of pooling all over the place yet. I just wanna make sure that each of them have about the same amount of blue frosting on them. Here. we go. And I got those all done there. And then by doing this and putting a puddle of blue candy melt on top there, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the cookies and I'm gonna give them a little shimmy. And I'm gonna shimmy the cookies until the chocolate goes all over the tops of the cookies. So this isn't a fully covered cookie, we just want the tops to be covered. If you do get some on the sides, totally fine. Absolutely okay there. All right, so we've got that. Hey, Alex and Vanessa. Hi, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm kind of looking at the screen here as I'm shaking cookies. This is a fun project for little fingers. If they're your cookies and they're your fingers, I highly encourage you to lick candy off of your own fingers and then wash your hands afterward. And so I'm gonna take my last cookie here and I'm gonna doodle that way. Okay, I'm gonna use my paper here as my little towel to wipe off my blue candy melt because I will get passionate in the kitchen and a little messy every once in a while. All right, now while the candy is still tacky, so while it's still wet and it's still sticky, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take and we're gonna add on our little cookies and all of the little things that are gonna turn them into the under the sea. So I'm gonna take and I'm gonna add a graham fishy to every one of these little cookies. You can use Swedish fish too. If you like Swedish fish, you could use those on your little cookies also. And then what I'm gonna take is I'm gonna just take and I'm gonna divide up my little candy bubbles so it looks like the fishes are blowing bubbles on there also. And we've got those there. And then finally, I'm gonna give it some cute under the sea glass, some little pebbles here. And so what I'm gonna take is I'm just gonna take and I'm gonna put some in my hand and I'm gonna decide what side of the cookie I think is the bottom part of the cookie. And I'm just gonna lay some sprinkles on the bottom there. So it kind of looks like it's in like a little fish tank. Swimming around. All right. So we've got all of that on there, and so then I'm gonna just take and show you the close-up here of our cookie.
As it's dripping. Here's your one that's dry.
As it's dripping all over the place.
There you go.
Here we go. So here is our finished little fishy bubble cookie right there for that today. So the last thing I'm gonna do is we have to take and we have to add the crown back onto our cupcake. And so I'm gonna take here and I'm checking. Yep, it didn't take very long at all. And I've got my little cupcake crown ready to go. And so I'm gonna take my cupcake and I'm gonna just stick the crown right into the top of the cupcake so that we have a little pineapple. Now, if you have little like candy eyes or wanted to make little candy eyes out of your leftover candy melts, this would be completely adorable with little candy eyes too on it. So those are our 3 projects that were in our spring break in the kitchen today. Just to kind of review, we did our pineapple cupcake, we did our mermaid tail cupcake, and our cute under the sea cookie. So all those projects were included in our first baking kit that we sent out today. We just launched our second one, and that is why you're hearing all the phone calls. Again, thank you so much for the support here at the Cooking School. As we kind of launch our second one. So this is very, very exciting, and we will continue to bring you new videos and show you the newest things. And so I'm gonna have Chef Lynn show you what is in our second baking kit. Show me the dough.
All right, so right here you can see that we are going to be, oops, sorry, I thought that was showing.
You wanna rotate this in the top?
Oh, sorry, I'm a better chef than I am this. Hold on, I'm rotating the frame.
Top left, Lynn. Top left, turn the camera around.
All right, we're coming back, sorry.
It's okay. Yes. Thank you so much. We are learning how to rotate the cameras around here too. Oh, the rotate button, I told her the wrong place.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay, there we go. All right, so tell us about this kit.
All right, so what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna learning about yeast. And with you're gonna make 1 batch of yeast dough, and everything you need to make that is gonna be included, which is here. And from that batch of dough, we're gonna divide it into 3, and you're gonna be able to make pizza, cinnamon rolls, and pretzel bites. So all these things that you see right here will be included in the kit, and you can place your order with us from today till end of day tomorrow, and we'll have them ready for pickup on Thursday.
Pickup is on Thursday, yes.
Pickup on Thursday between noon and 4, and then we'll be going live again on Friday, and we'll be doing that on Facebook and hopefully YouTube too. Thank you so much for your support, for joining us today, and we wish you all to be healthy and safe, and we look forward to seeing you again on Friday. Thank you.
Have a great week, a great day, a great week. It's Tuesday. I don't know. All right. See you later, you guys.